Okay, I'm back at the mountain. Yesterday I brought in a bunch of wood right over there, and a bunch of it is inside the bunker over there. But after loading it with the truck, the next day when I got back to park the truck, just made another deal with some wood at another big lumber company. So didn't want to drive the truck all the way back just for that. So I did what I needed to do. Modify the old Nissan and get a way to move the wood. And this is like a technique I've used several times before. I've moved beds, I've moved all sorts of stuff, equipment and whatever. And what you basically do, you don't have a pickup truck and you need to move some big stuff. You take a pallet and you cut it so it sort of basically matches your roof, but you want it such that the main pallet is being pushing down right about in here on both sides, and less as much on the back as possible, because there's a column in all the cars like that. So if you only got a car and you need to haul some of this stuff, this is like the easiest way. I usually like to put one strap around just to hold the pallet, and then another strap that holds both the pallet and the whatever you're carrying. And then I do this, I put this right here because sometimes there's not enough pressure on some boards and the boards will be loose. So just put some old, I just used 2 old coats, strapped it down, and we got the wood here. And it seems like at this moment we have now got everything we need as far as the main structure up here, all the supplies, everything we need. We just need to finish putting it together and we can start covering it. Well, I'm down in the interchange. I'm in the lower section. You can see I did some rock stacking right there because there's going to be weight of dirt above that. Later on I'll come back with mortar and fill it all up. Same as with that corner there. This corner we've got basically timbers holding that up. We've got pretty much everything all enclosed. Got some stack over there. And we got more of the wood to put in. If I can go up to the next level. Let's go up there. And we managed to get a whole bunch of wood. Unloaded it from the car, got walls in, got this corner coming up. It's working really good. We'll have that up, and we'll need to close that up there, and then we got to close up right over here, but that's all ready for the 2x4s. So things are working out really great, and Les has been handling all the 2x4s right now. And I have been doing all the rock stacking and some of the putting some beams in. So we're good, but it's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna go home. So we'll see you the next time I come up. Probably, hopefully it'd be nice to come make it up Saturday, but next Saturday we might be taking a trip out into the desert for checking out an old mine. So we'll see what happens, but usually we're here always on a Sunday, because that's when Les can help. So, all right, I'm gonna clean up, and we'll just continue on the next day. We're back again, and we are making good progress. If you look, we've got a lot of the inside walls done. We've got pretty much everything tidied up. I've got just a couple pieces up there that need to be done. And we've got some here on the tunnel section. And I've been making sort of the rock wall, but I can't really do much because I've got to stack and fill. And we've already started putting material to line it. And this first layer is old tar paper I had, and after this we're going to put a plastic visqueen, and then after that we put the the heavy duty liner that they use in landfills over top. So the main interchange here is going to be very well sealed against moisture. I'm not so much worried about the other tunnels, but this area, it's going to be nice and dry. And the connection to the underground bunker shop, which will be over here, that's going to be dry too. But the other tunnels that are going in the mountain, not so much. So it was interesting. I was able to get a whole bunch of wood thanks to a lot of the different lumber yards. I bought like all the reject wood at a discount. And I don't know if you can see way over there. It's a huge bundle of wood we got. And the tar paper, and tar paper is actually fairly expensive. And I have one of these 2 pallets. This is what I had sitting in my yard for probably around 20 years. What do you think, Les?
Yeah, probably.
It's about that. Looks like junk, but that's the stuff I'm putting up. It's only rotted on the first 1, maybe 2 rolls, and it's almost basically pristine underneath. I'm actually amazed that the tar paper has come out looking just like it did from the factory years after it was done. And here's just to show you what one of the spools looks. I mean, just brand spanking new looking. And that looked just like those that were in that box. So we've got to go through and basically cover this whole thing. But before I do that, I've got to put some more pins in the upper beams. And we have a lot more wood to put in over here. And once we got done with that, we're closing up all this area here. And still, it's going to take a little bit more time to get all that done. But it's nice seeing it come together. So we're going to get back to work and see what else we can get done for today. Back for another day of working on the bunker exchange. And here we go. Les has just arrived. And see, I've already yesterday and today I've got that all covered here. Most of the other walls are covered. We just got to cover this one here with this tar paper and then the roof. Now that section of the roof is done. And we've been using tar paper that's 20 years old, sitting in pallets and look like garbage. But you know, the funny thing is,
it's in really good shape.
It is. When we take out the first couple layers, it's almost like brand new. So it's pretty good. We want to get all that down. And then on some places we're going to put up the plastic visqueen over real quick, just to sort of in between this and the liner. And we've got all our liner over here. Got some, these are all a few mismatches. Got a part roll of the main liner here. Down at the other section we have a full roll, and we have some other type of a liner here which we're going to use for corners. Yeah, so all this was leftover surplus, which once these liners are used in whatever projects, they can't use it on other projects. So got a super good deal. It's called free, so we can't complain about that. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. We got more than enough for this. We just got a limited amount of this one type of a liner here. It's a softer. It's only going to be used small pieces for corners and the edges, while this will be the main liner that just goes over for the main covering. So as we're there, we got to get up. We've got to finish putting up all the tar paper, which is a perfect use for 20-year-old tar paper that everybody was telling me was junk. But if you have to go and buy that tar paper, that much tar paper, it'll put you back a little bit, because that stuff isn't cheap.
Like 50 bucks a roll.
50 bucks a roll now?
50, 60.
Wow. Yeah, so just thinking that's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So $1,000 sitting there? Holy moly. Okay, And there's a few more. I had another half pallet down there. So we're gonna get going and just get all the tar paper on. Well, we're doing pretty good. We got pretty much all the walls done, and we're finishing putting the tar paper on the top. The tar paper is basically just sort of a, you know, padding for the liner, but we also are going to put some visqueen just over the very top. We're not going to worry about the visqueen really on the sides, but got a little bit here to do. I think there's a little bit down on the very bottom, but other than that, it's going fast. Well, things are really coming along, and what we ended up doing, because you see the liner down there, I thought that was an unused leftover section. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It was already apparently used. It had a damage, and they re-rolled it up. So there's some holes, but we decided to do this to give an extra layer. And so there's a few little cuts and holes. We will patch those, and then we will go over with another section of the liner. So, but we've got here, just looking, we've got multiple layers of the tar paper, then we have visqueen, then we have the landfill liner. Got a piece here on the top here over this. It does make it easier to work with now by just having it like this. And then, so when we bring up the liner that goes all the way over and covering it, it just makes it so much easier, because now we can walk without damaging the visqueen or any of the other stuff. But yeah, we're just going to use some construction adhesive, and we're going to just put some in all the little holes. And you can see the visqueen underneath there. And then when we put the next layer on top of this, if we're going to try to find one with no holes or almost minimal holes out of that roll, we'll put it over. And then if there's a hole in the upper one, we can lift it up a little bit. We put our construction adhesive, and it'll seal up, and it'll be just as good as if we had no holes. This stuff is pretty pricey, and I don't feel like going down and grabbing our new roll, because we're going to need the new roll for the big shop that's going to be underneath here. So all right, we're going to finish up getting this and see where we get from there. One thing that did make it nice though is we cleaned up, and we could get the forklift right up to where we're working, because that liner, even that small piece, is pretty heavy, don't you say, Les?
Very heavy.
Yeah, so we were able to use this and get it right up there, so now we can do it without having to fight it. Good old little forklift, but with no brakes, we gotta like chalk it and block it. Well, we're gonna call it a day. We got a section of on the top there of liner, but we don't have the top and side pieces cut for this yet. A little bit wore out. We've been working all day long, but we did get the whole covering of this section all over. So this is ready in this area to start filling, but we need to put some pieces here and get covering over. So it's coming out really, really nice. I mean, right now it's going to be dry in here. If it rains, it'll be nice and dry inside. So it's nice to finally see things come together. And then we're going to have to dig through that way right there. That's going to be a bit of work as soon as we get this thing partly covered. All right, well, that's going to be it for this. I'm going to see what we're going to do when we get back another day. We're working hard some more for on a new day. Les behind me here. And we finally got all the liner over, multiple layers. It is completely covered. We sealed it. I've got the big loader here, and we're now just starting to cover it up. So I've made a first push with the big loader. We're just going to fill up right here and just start covering over. And I want to see how much we can get done today. I'd like to get this thing pretty much all covered, or at least a nice layer of it. And then next week, we can then work on the entranceway and clear this whole area out over here. So I'm gonna hop up on that loader and I'm gonna get digging. So it's a hot day. Been out here all day in the sun. We're gonna call it quits for today. We got dirt up and over this side here, and got to bring this dirt in and excavate some more dirt to put out here and then do that. But in order to do that, we'll need the excavator, and since it's a little leaky, don't want to put stuff into it right now and use it only for a couple hours and then have a lot of leakage by the next weekend. So we're going to wait until next weekend to completely finish covering it and work on the road. So wow, I am like quite literally parched and exhausted. What do you think, Les? Done. We're done for the day. So we'll be back probably next weekend. I might be able to come in during the week, but we'll see what's going to happen. So let's wait until then. Well, another update to the bunker down here. Well, I want to connect the bunker through to the mine area over here. So we have to put a tunnel in, and the bunker's right back over top over there. So this place has got to be cleaned up. I got to remove a couple of the old tracks for the mining right here, and get the excavator back over here after I can move this dirt out of the way and dig through here, and then dig over to be able to go into the underground tunnels. But yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of moving of dirt too. little easier, just the areas where there's dirt, to use an excavator rather than having to drill and tunneling and digging, you know, tunnels through it. It's a little easier just to sit in a big machine and do it. So what I can do with the excavator, I'm going to do, so I've got still a bunch of dirt here to remove here, put the entrance in right over here, and the old so that will make it so then there'll be access to the fortress, which is way up on top. But there's still a lot of work for that to go in, and for temporary, the mountain road is going to be temporarily blocked because I got to cut right through it. So a lot of work, and it's amazing my 50-year-old machines still doing their jobs. I've got some boulders here and you need to separate out. Bunkers back over there. There's the heavy equipment, which is 50 years old, and there's the forklift. So they're doing it slow but steady. Been a long day. I have moved a lot of dirt. That's probably 13 feet high right there. I still got to go right through here about 30 feet. I think that 30 feet. Yeah, about 30 feet to get to the bunker over there. And then got a big huge pile of rocks and boulders right over there for the entranceway. But quite literally, this is all here was the hill. The track was just cut out. Holy moly. It's been like hot today, and but my old equipment is slow, but it is doing it. I'm really impressed with my loader though. The loader is just moving pretty much all of this. I use the excavator to break it up, and then the loader to do it. So I've got to come in and I've got to dig a narrow little trench to connect to that. That's a lot of dirt I've moved. Well, I put some timbers there on the way in, and that's to keep it so as I'm digging out it doesn't fall inside. Save me a little bit of time. But I've got to, this is where the road, this pile here is a new road going up the mountain, but to the fortress. I've got to like dig in right through here, which is basically right through here. Oh, that is some interesting digging. All right, well, I don't show you really everything of what I'm doing, so I'm just showing you bits and pieces. And I'll bring another update when I can come in later this, probably next week or the weekend. But I plan on getting this tunnel put in by the next weekend. But that's going to take me a little bit of time getting the old excavator over here and just making a trench. So, all right, well, I'm done for the day. You can get me something to eat and drink and call it a night. Coming out and taking care of some more work and getting up closer to the bunker from the mine area. So very deep right here. Hopefully it don't fall on me. I still got to come back with the excavator, clear out a little bit right here, get this out, and then I can tie it in on this side, and we will be in operation. Well, I'm going to call it the end of this this evening and the end of this video. So just as I say, we're just working and just plugging after it day after day. Whatever extra time I have, I'm either working here or I'm working on the M880 stuff or trailers. In fact, I've got to load up a bumper or two to take back to the Sparks Motor Shop because I've got to make some brackets for that for the M882. And we will call it the end of this video. So thanks everyone for watching. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe if you'd like to subscribe. If you haven't, it'd be nice to have that because that always helps me out. And always you can press all the notifications to be notified when my videos arrive. So I am going to say goodbye and see you on the next video.